Shugor naga Snem jong Nongshong Hima.
Unong Aiktian jong ka Bharatiya Janata Party Meghalaya Unit ubalong ru uhe pulit balasong thaj nakakam uba Maria Hom Kharkrang. Uloong bakat kum ka jingken jong ka International Monetary Fund kalapan bena baka India haus nam arajar arpo phra kan sakot syaka $100 trillion karukom yok nong. Bat kanta mekasan $1 trillion haus nam arajar arpo hendriu bat uloong baka ni gade ka India ka bathamai kabakum ki Nongshong Shnong ki phai khmat bat Ïohi ka roi ka Kiew haki ship house nam bala len kumban shupen kan mau hang ni ka seng BJP ka khalampat shimlapan bana satya ki kartong ki banya khun ya ka election MP na po ka Shnong bat Natura parliamentary constituency bat hakati ka Lampung ka seng kala pha da uba Maria Hom Kharkrang uban mi khmat na ka banta ka seng hakati ka Lampung balapan nong da ka san ka Dev College hane ka sngi haba ajingkran hakati ka rensan ya tai bat pen iya lakinia kum ki kartong ki ban aireng hak election MP sha ka Lok Sabha ka balapan nong da ka san ka Dev College uba Kharkrang uloong hadian baka sorkar NDA kala shimti ya ka kam kala Ïohi ya ka jingdon kam ban penbet thamai ya ka rukam trikam na ka benta banwan ra ya ka roi ka Kiew na ka benta ka India ka bathamai bat uloong ru hapok ka jingalam jong ka sorkar bathamai ka India kala sakhi ya ka jingkala haki babun ki liang.
The International Monetary Fund has declared that India will be a $6.9 trillion economy by 2028. The economy will cross $5 trillion by the year 2026. Fitch Ratings have raised India's growth forecast for 24-25 by 7%. This is the new India that we are looking at, which has been developed for the last 1 decade. Greetings from the Bharatiya Janata Party to all of you. But ngai ka jing khublei khamtam e principal jonga lady ki jonga Sankardev College, but ika faculty members ki bala khot ingi ban yadon lang ne. As soon as our government took over in 2014, we recognized the urgent need to revamp and overhaul the system and processes to help India advance on the path of development. Right from spearheading the digital revolution to elimination of open defecation, India has achieved remarkable milestones under our new governance paradigm. We have addressed the inherited legacy of inefficiencies through simplification and rationalization of laws. Adopting a trust-based and responsive delivery machinery, ease of doing business reforms to unleash the potential of every sector. Contrary to the piecemeal delivery in the past, we have achieved saturation coverage for all deserving beneficiaries. We shifted the welfare focus from entitlement-based support to empowering individuals by integrating them into the formal sector. The initiation of the reform process started yielding positive results in the early years of our government by improving the investor climate and creating a favorable outlook for the economy. The industrialists who earlier shied or preferred to invest in foreign countries were enticed to come back and invest in his own country. And especially, the best part was that foreign direct investment increased in our country. Both domestic and foreign investors exhibit high optimism regarding India's growth potential, anticipating abundant opportunities as the economy expands. The Indian economy has gone through structural reforms that have strengthened the micro fundamentals of the economy. These resulted in India changing from the fragile 5 to the top 5 in just about a decade, as the economy was transformed into a more resilient avatar amidst a challenging global environment. The rise of the Indian economy in the last 10 years was unprecedented in spite of the obstacles of external origin, example, the pandemic, and the geopolitical disturbances. This has been manifested in the trajectory of the GDP, when in 2014, India was the 10th largest economy, and today India is the 5th largest economy, and by the IMF projections, it is expected to be the 3rd largest economy another 2 to 3 years from now. Our government of the nation first was transform the quality of India's infrastructure and logistics ecosystem, which will be the key to investment and expand its presence in the global value chains. When our government, just to give an example, when our government took over in 2014, the rate of laying down of the national highway was 12 kilometers per day. Today it has increased by 2.3 times to 28 kilometers per day. That is the pace of development we are looking at. And the public welfare through empowerment and effective delivery. Empowerment through welfare has been the phrase of our government. Prioritizing universal access to basic amenities and a participatory mission mode approach in actualizing this philosophy. Our government used technology as a vehicle for social empowerment. Our government has innovated the delivery infrastructure besides widening the social security net. The emphasis on entrepreneurship through Startup India, Stand Up India, large-scale provision of accessible credit through Mudra Yojana, unskilling of HHGs and loans to street vendors through the PM Swadnidhi reflects our government's focus on empowering job creators from all sections of society. Another thoughtful policy, given the country's demography and occupation profile, is the accessibility of affordable social security scheme for the unorganized sector. Reform tax ecosystem and robust revenue growth has resulted in an increase in revenue collection. Far-reaching tax reforms of the past decade has put in place effective systems that have improved revenue collection and compliances. Looking back, or coming nearer home, the northeastern India. Just recently, Prime Minister Modi has laid down 56,000 crores just for the northeast. And Meghalaya is one of the states which will be benefited from that. They have also laid down 10,000 crores just for the industrial development of the northeast. And the central government has come up with a policy knowing fully well that many of the northeastern states and across the nation too is facing this drug problem among the youth. The Prime Minister has brought out a program called the Nasha Mukh Bharat Abhiyan, which will fight the drug menace. Our government, armed with political and policy stability, recognize the need to make tough decisions for the greater economic good of the country as a whole. Restoring dynamism in economy, optimism in our minds, and pride in our achievements was a task that was left for us to achieve. We accepted the challenge, recognizing the public life is about winning hearts, minds, and heads of the people, instilling in them confidence about the future and that of the children to commitment. Yet, we are not resting on our laurels. There are miles to go and mountains to scale before we see how much India has achieved, because by 2047, we want India to be not to be a developing country, but to be a developed country. A last question I want to ask you: why should you vote for the BJP? This is an extraordinary election where everyone knows who will be leading the party into 2024, even before the first ballot paper has been cast. I can ask anyone on the streets, everyone knows that the BJP is coming back to power. They always say, you can fool a person once, but you cannot fool a person twice. Can 80 crore people, electorate of this great nation of ours, be fooled 3 times? I doubt, and I'm very sure no. Why? Because each of these 80 crore people who will be bringing back the BJP to power, they know and they have seen what this party has done for the nation. And I hope that you all should be a part of that government. Would you like your member of parliament that you voted? Would you like him to be in the treasury bench or in the opposition? I leave it to you. And if you ask me, If I was a layperson, I would definitely say I want my MP that I voted, I want him to be in the Treasury bench. And we as the state leaders here will ensure that this MP that you vote from the BJP, that he delivers. We will ensure that for you. And remember, BJP, in the last, when you brought out named the tickets for more than 100 candidates, 30 sitting MPs were not given the ticket again. Why? Because of non-performance. That is the beauty of this party. You may, being a daughter or being a son of a neta, a senior neta, will not help you. Being a sitting MP will not guarantee you for a ticket. Your performance will ensure you that you get a ticket. So we will ensure that an MP that you have voted, that he performs so that he can come again in the next term as your MP. And I remember, I will just read through this quotation. We should measure the prosperity of a nation not by the number of millionaires that we have, but by the absence of poverty, the prevalence of health, the efficiency of the public schools, and the number of people who can do and read worthwhile books. And this is what the BJP will deliver to you if you consider that the BJP is the best party for you. I've seen the other panelists talking about secular. Probably we will have to debate a different session probably on secular, because I have a lot of grounds to defend that BJP is very much a secular party. Thank you very much, and wish that you also become a part of this governance which will be coming up 2024, which will be led by the BJP. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.